Yeah, and speaking of this fantastic EP, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So it was released on Friday, and it's the Pryda 15 Volume 3 EP, and there are no words to describe this, and I'm not the only one who is very speechless on this one. So let's start off with Terminal 5. So I will try to go through all the tracks. Unfortunately, I don't have much time because I want to also present some more singles. And I'll drop only the link to the whole album, but I added 6 of my favorite tracks of this EP to my Spotify playlist for this week. So yeah, hope that you'll have fun with this. Yeah, as always, I also looked through a bit of the Eric Prydz forum on Reddit and about opinions, and the opinions are absolutely positive, almost 100%. So everybody kind of found, everybody can find anything for himself or herself there. So yeah, this is definitely something something very positive about it. So some, say this track is my favorite or this one. And the track starts with the Terminal 5 ID, a very old track, but not the oldest one. It was played for the first time in February 2016 at Terminal 5 New York. And yeah, it was known as the Terminal 5 ID. Terminal 5 ID 01, so that was the first unknown track. And he named the track basically after the first, place that he played it. And yeah, absolutely wonderful, uplifting atmospheres. Vicky IY says about the track, for example, on the Eric Prydz Reddit. The signature Pryda snare sound much more muted than in previous versions, and I kind of missed it oomph. But yeah, I mean, like, the snare doesn't have to be always, the most present element of Eric Prydz tracks, in my opinion. It's very fine when it's, for example, this melody here, this yeah. So absolutely great way to start the EP. I feel so bad to have kind of skipped through the track, but just to have like an impression. Yeah, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of ID's unreleased music and all that, but as Eric Prydz fan, you have to be kind of, because there's music, he releases music very rarely, like every 5 years. So also the release policy is very strange, because he said like, well, there you go with 27 tracks, see you in 5 years time. That's actually the impression that I got. But well, that's just how he is, and yeah, we can't really change much about it. Up next, there's Big Boss. One of my favorites, I believe, from like 3 or 4 tracks that are absolutely my top 3 or 4 tracks. Yeah. Big Boss is very short, but it's gorgeous. And it's an absolute banger, as Vicky IY says. And this track was known previously as, also I believe as Big Boss as well. So everybody knows tracks this one. Because it has only a length of 5 minutes 30, which is, rare that an Eric Prydz track is so short. But this it goes on and on like this. So the loop on this one is actually very well done. So definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, I'm very much in love with this. Yeah, and also like the breakdown kinda goes on and on with this beat. Nice kick there, so everything fits very well together. So it's just just like Eric Prydz is. And I love that this steps here, this they go basically throughout the whole track, so for 5.5 minutes. So maybe you remember, I know it's a very dumb example, but I remember, for example, from a few years ago, there was a track by Dioro called Ye, or Ye, and there was also like 4 minutes something, and there was basically the whole theme throughout the track, from the start, the intro to the outro. And we have this the same way here. I know this is a very different genre and all that. The track is very old already, but this one, yeah, has this popping all throughout, even with the fade out at the outro. Yeah, absolutely fantastic one. So huge recommendation in general for the whole EP. And that's why, you know, it's very tough to show you within a few minutes all the beauty of the EP. But I want to go through all the tracks because they are all fantastic. Everybody will find something for his or her taste, and this is so great to see. Igen is the next one, number 3. Igen was used to be called Sing Sing, for the Sing Sing ID we got here, and you know, I love it's very rudimental, very rough, very machine-esque, I would say. But yeah, it's just great, you know, to listen to, and also love, you know, the building elements. You know, 1 minute and then, you know, it's coming up with the next lead and it builds up everything with itself, you know, and then, you know, it constructs like a whole piece that you would love to listen to, even if it's like a bit like almost techno. It sounds a bit like if it wasn't, you know, for the warm atmosphere, it would be, you know, a straight Cyrus D track. But like this melody is like very, you know, still Pryda-esque. Yeah, there's only one original. The track goes like for almost 8 minutes, so very fine. But this one, very rough, but, you know, still very enjoyable, I would say. And so I was also sending this EP to some of my also producer friends and asked them for the you know, true opinion about it. And also I sent the EP to Pete K. And Pete K's favorite of this EP is a track called Tromb, which is number 4 on this list. And it was also called like this earlier. And it has, you know, also a fantastic lead that builds up very slowly, starts the 1 minute mark, and then, you know, gets a bit more intense on 1 minute 30 and then drops at 2 minutes. So it's fully progressive, fantastic build up. And here we go, the drop of this one. And the snare, obviously. So in love with this one as well. And then actually there also comes this Tromb sound later on. Here, at 2 minutes 30. Oh, it's actually those are like rather strings, I would say. So absolutely fantastic. You really need to listen it to yourselves and really like enjoy it. Like, the best thing would be to not do anything else. Just, you know, sit back, lean back, just enjoy it. You know, that's probably the best way to do this. Because, I'm honest, I was listening to this EP, was trying to do something else, you know, besides, you know, just, you know, sometimes I just listen to the music, do something else, I don't know, like clean up or anything, and I couldn't do anything else. I was so excited about the track, about the whole EP in general. I just thought, my goodness, this is so fantastic. You know, like, those were like my first reactions to the whole tracks. So yeah, that's Tromb. Goes on and on for 6.5 minutes. Absolutely fantastic. And the next one, called Equinox, is also absolutely insane production. And the track was called It'll Do earlier. So this is with the It'll Do ID. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is also like the feels on this one are so true. Like, you listen to this sound, and then it drops with the snare, and I'm, you know, whole into it. So I'm sure. So there's on Wednesday next week there will be United in Prague, and I believe that you know, the event by Colorize Source Music, and I believe who's there, 03 as well. And I'm sure they're gonna hear one or the other track of this EP for sure, because it's so fantastic. Oh, Bruce Basement is watching over on Instagram. Thank you very much for joining. I just played you the track by Cogniz. Thank you very much for sending it. So yeah, melody's so enjoyable. So let me know what you think about this. What is your favorite one? Because mine is coming up right now. It's a track called Joyous. My goodness, I won't get through all the tracks. Joyous was my absolute favorite. So I've heard it already many times. It's like, for me, it's Axis 2.0. So Axis was released like 4 years ago. Was also on a Pryda EP, a 4-track EP back then. And for me, it sounds like a second version of Axis. and it was one of the highlights, I believe, of this EP for many. So the track was called as Terminal 5 ID number 2. So it was also played like these 3 years ago at Terminal 5. But it was also called Studio 88 because this track, the theme at least of the track, is very old already. It's like, I believe, over 10 years. So there was this one video, I believe I deleted it already, where I found the link to this video, and the video was from 2008 or something like this, where somebody was, you know, making like doing a journalistic report or whatever, you know, like you know, it was like a report, you know, from in the club, and the club was called Studio 88. And there was this melody running in the background. So Eric Prydz was spinning, and there was this melody in the background. And many people thought when this was going to be released, and it took over 10 years to finally get it on an EP. And it's so the original was way quicker, but the melody was kind of the theme was at least the same. Jordan is also watching. Thank you very much. I see that you enjoy very much my analysis of this EP, but I would like to you know to share share your thoughts about the EP. Just when Joyous was on and I heard the drop for the first time, I was like this. Oh, so fantastic! So this is like the Michael Calvin pose. So when he was playing Last Call, and this was kind of the moment that it reminded me of, he was like this. That kind of reminded me of this. Yeah. Also, it was fantastic with this, you know, cube and, you know, with these special effects during Epic 4.0 or 5.0, whatever. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So in love. Yeah. That's Joyous, ladies and gents. And this is we're only halfway through, because now we're at the halfway point with the track called The Beginning. And yeah, so what to say about The Beginning? Yeah, also very Pryda-esque. I would say rather more, how to describe the sound? Very arcade, I would say. The track was called, or was known as the Marquee 2016 Intro ID. So it was an intro track already 3 years ago, and it took for a long, long time to get released. But you know, you got still this typical Pryda feeling to it. You know, it's still almost melancholic. So you know, sometimes you're also looking for something like this in a Pryda track. Yeah. So huge recommendation here as well. Yeah. And now I believe my second favorite. I saw on this Eric Prydz subreddit so the name you know, the name setup for this track, because the track is called Bus 605, and I believe it's the most epic track by Pryda on this EP. And so it seems like Eric Prydz was driving with the Bus 605 in Stockholm a lot, and that's why he actually, you know, named the track after. But it's called the Lillo ID 04. And yes, absolutely fantastic. I think also one of my favorites. And many say that that's actually their favorite, because they say there's also this one meme. What did you call yourself? What did you call what did you call my sister Rose? Because she's beautiful like a rose, and it's your mom's favorite name. And then said thank you, and then he said you're welcome, Bus 605. So he named his son Bus 65. And yeah, it was already played in 2016 at the Sound nightclub in Los Angeles. So this one is very old and already on Epic Radio, podcast number 19 in 2017. But he didn't play it very often. Yeah, but it seems like, you know, there was a rip flying around for a long time, and yeah, it's just gonna get hit very hard, that snare. So yeah, reminds me a bit of Loving You from about, you know, the snares and whatever. Yeah. And also there comes this whistle or whatever sound that is. I don't know what kind of, or string sound, you know, this very long one on the first drop. So absolutely sick. Bus 605 or 605 by Eric Prydz. So yeah, huge recommendation, absolutely. It's actually insane that actually, and now imagine we would have so much more fun if this was released, you know, track by track, in, let's say, within, I don't know, 1 or 2 months. Like one release every 2 months would be, you know, like would be, you know, 6 tracks a year. So that would not be a huge deal for him, I believe. Yeah, the next track is called Escort, aka Police Escort. And yeah, it reminds me a bit the most on We Are The People, I believe. Has a bit, you know, this vibe to it. Yeah, and it was played on October the 6th. Oh no, this is impossible. So it wasn't really played as often. No, okay, it seems like, okay, 1001 Tracklist didn't tag it properly yet. Because I believe it's still called Police Escort, I believe. It must be called like this, because I'm sure that he played it somewhere. Sorry, I'm spitting. Sorry for that. Project Pryda, Escort, Exchange Finale. Yeah, I'm gonna play these as well. They're all coming up, I believe. Escort is playing now. Yeah. So also here, he mixed up a lot of sounds. We have like this wow background. So also a lot of FXs mixed up here. And yeah, the track length is also very nice with 7 minutes. So the whole EP, I believe, takes roughly 1.5 hours or so. So let me just quickly check if I'm interested how long the whole EP is. So the whole EP is 1 hour 41 minutes, which means that you won't be even able to fit it on a CD, because the CD is only 80 minutes long. So 1 hour 20 minutes. Interesting to know. Up next, a track called Starbucks. So it seems like he started producing it in a Starbucks, and now he's calling it Starbucks. You know, like this small little insect bug. Yeah, well, this one, very melancholic feeling to it, and I wanted to check how this was called earlier. So yeah, it was called like this, and has a magical Pryda feeling to it, but it still like it could have been much more. But it's a great filler. For one guy from the Pryda subreddit called Vicky IY. Yeah, I believe, yeah, it's a very nice filler. So it sounded like, you know, I was, you know, playing it like in between. Yeah, great track though. Yeah, so you should definitely check this one out. Just 3 more tracks are left. I wanted to, you know, talk way more about the track, but, you know, 13 tracks and so little time is actually very tough. Up next we got Evolution, which many say, yeah, it's a travel song, I would say, and you're very rarely in the mood to listen to this. But many say that it's their favorite because it sounds like, you know, on a wedding you walk down the aisle, and this is actually what makes up the track for many people. Yeah. And it's, you know, it has a long build-up. So the first drop is at 4 minutes. Before you don't really have much of a beat, I would say, and then there it comes. Yeah, very chilly. You wouldn't actually much dance on it, I would say. It still has this Pryda feeling to it. You know, it's very signature sound. Very much Pryda signature sound, but, you know, just a bit different from the usual stuff. I believe the most, I would say, indie track, as maybe you would say that this way, but it goes over 9 minutes, so it's really a journey. Like, the track is a whole journey, and this actually shows, you know, the tracks very well. So two are left. The 2 favorites by Jordan, called Project Pryda and Exchange Finale. So check out Project Pryda. magical, gorgeous. Really want to experience this live. Yeah. And I got the same feeling about this. So, by the way, Evolution was called Echostage 2017 ID. And Project Pryda was called the Summerburst ID. And yeah, these little like kind of bells or whatever that is really make up the track. So yeah, very happy to meet all the people that experienced the Summerburst. Must have been, you know, a fantastic experience. Yeah, and it still has this typical Eric Prydz beat to it. The atmospheres at the back. Also one of my favorites, I believe, but I haven't heard it so often yet because it's at number 12. So very late in the playlist, and sometimes I don't get there because, you know, the EP takes like over 1.5 hours to get there, so almost. So yeah, it takes some time, but it's absolutely fantastic as well. I need to listen to it more often, definitely. Yeah, and the last one, the favorite by Jordan. Thank you very much for your list. My favorites, I believe, are. Joyous is on number 1, I believe. Big Boss is number 2, or Boss 605 is number 2. Then Big Boss, then Equinox, then Tromb, then Igen. So they were like my favorites. I mean, Terminal 5 is fine as well, but I haven't actually listened to it too often yet because I also like love to listen to other producers as well. Yeah, but Exchange Finale, great build up for 2 minutes 15 seconds, and then it drops. It's this magical drop. That's, you know, just to be enjoyed, you know, with these strings in the background. And it sounds like a guitar sound is there as well, so... Fantastic job by Eric, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, Eric, for this wonderful EP that I definitely wanted to touch on because this is such fantastic music. It's so rare nowadays that we got music with feels, with meaning, that does not sound like you just listen to it once or twice and then throw it into the bin. This is really music for it to stay, you know, and this is absolutely wonderful. And I love, you know, that there's, you know, very little artists nowadays that really, you know, take the time, don't release anything or little for 5 years, then maybe many at once, but then those are absolutely bangers and are here to stay. I still love to listen to music from the previous Pryda EP, so Pryda 10 from 4 years ago, like Loving You, Rebel XX, Border Control, Bussen, The Truth. Those were like tracks from 4 years ago and I still love them. And now I got plenty more. And yeah, and it, you know, kind of reminds me, you know, of this wonderful music. So yeah, hope that you enjoyed my review. And yeah, feel free to also tell me your opinion about it, because I'll upload this also to YouTube. Yeah. Okay. So I'm done with the Eric Prydz EP for now. Thank you very much for watching.